Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I'm going to read you an article and I will discuss it. And I'm telling you that what I'm going to read from this article, the way this is written, and the statements made by the American officials, this kind of statements would not have been uh, possible 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, a switch turned, something fell. Something broke in the front in Ukraine, and I think everybody sees it. We're not allowed to see it yet, as how should I put it, as horrible it is, how dangerous it is. We're not allowed to see it yet, but we little by little we figured it out by the statements of people, by the way the articles are written, by the questions that they're asked, by evidence that sometimes they provide that they did not provide 2 weeks ago, from before 2 weeks ago. So let me start with this article. This is coming from republicworld.com from June 28, 2022. And this is the title. U.S.'s top officials doubt Ukraine will regain lost territories from Russia. You wouldn't have heard anybody say or dare say being published. So you wouldn't hear anybody doubting that or saying, hey, I don't think they're going to get, oh my God, you would be called names. And that's the first thing. And the second one, you wouldn't be on the media. Nobody would publish what you said. Now they say it and you're published. So that means little by little they desensitize us, before you remember, I don't know, that's how it was when I was a kid. I don't know exactly if it's the same here. Uh, when I was a kid, and my aunt, she was a medical doctor. She was, when she had to inject everybody in the family, she was the one. And there were those syringes, if you remember, that is not like now you just use it once and one time and you throw it away. It was the ones made out of metal with glass that you had after each use. You use the same needle, but you burn everything. You put them in the water, you boil it in the water over there, and then you use it with the same needle because you didn't have needles. So you would boil it, and then next one and so on. So when she would, let's say, inject someone in the butt, when it were like kids looking around and see what's going on over there, she would like this, hit the butt, bum, 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 poof, and then inject. It was just tendering, make the muscle relax. So that's how they do it right now, I think, with us. They give us this kind of slapping, puck, 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 and then they would inject us with reality. So we don't tense and we break the needle, because that's what happened if you would tense while they injected. So nevertheless, now you heard something ancient. So amid the ongoing ravaging war, the United States' top officials, plural, are not sure if Ukraine would be able to regain its lost territories from Russia. As the ongoing devastation war began, Russia and Ukraine continues to escalate. The Ukrainian state's top officials are not sure if Kiev would be able to regain its lost territories from Moscow, even with the additional military supply that the West has planned to send. According to reports, President Joe Biden's advisors have begun discussing whether and how Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky should modify his concept of a victory to account for the possibility that his nation has irreversibly diminished. To end the war, U.S. officials underscored that this male assessment does not indicate that the U.S. intends to put pressure on Ukraine to formally cede any territory to Russia, CNN reports. Meanwhile, the U.S. officials also believe that there are chances that Ukrainian forces would be able to regain substantial portions of territory during a possible counteroffensive later this year. This is no, they will not, but they don't want to tell us yet. According to a congressional aide who is familiar with the discussion, a smaller Ukrainian state is not inevitable. Have you heard this before? A smaller Ukrainian state? Whether, and I'm quoting, whether Ukraine can take back these territories is in large part, if not entirely, a function of how much support we give them, end quote. The aide told CNN. he pointed out that the Pentagon has so far only provided Ukraine with 8 multiple launch rocket systems out of at least 48 demanded by the Kiev regime. The mounting gloominess coincides with President Biden's meeting with U.S. allies in Europe, where he attempts to persuade leaders remain committed to arming and assisting Ukraine amid the escalating conflict and the big cracks between the alliance. And you know what happened? They said, yeah, okay, let's go, but some of us don't wanna. And those were Italians, Germans, and French. And then the British was, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. And the Americans, yes, 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 come on, come on, come on. Be good, let's go together, all together. And then it was Trudeau, didn't know where he was at. I'm with you. Where are you guys going? I'm coming. And then that unelected official, Ursula, unelected by the uh, European citizens, I'm talking. Ursula, are we going some? I want some. I can be the lady of the night tonight if you guys want me to. Or to. All right. And then I have here a little quote. We have to stay together. Putin has been counting on from the beginning that somehow NATO and the G7 would splinter, but we haven't, and we're not going to. Biden stated at the Group of Seven G7 summit in Germany. But these guys are comedians. I mean, one is by education, I guess, by profession. I think his education is different. Nevertheless, uh, yeah, yeah, they will have to concede to some territories to Russia. I haven't heard this before. Only Macron says something not even near to this. That hey, maybe don't anger. Maybe you should talk to Putin. And then there were Ukrainians who are not Ukrainians, Zelensky, and were very, oh my God, you want me to punch you in the face, Macron? What is this? Macron said, mais non, mon ami, adieu, and took off, running. That's how he did. So this is the thing with these guys. They will have to do that, and they will. I mean, it's obvious. We knew this from the very beginning. From the very beginning, we knew that Russia will achieve it. Maybe some of us expected it to be faster, sooner. Some of you expected it to be later. But I'm just saying, they're going. They're advancing. The Russians are reaching their goals one by one. That's a fact. That's a fact. And I don't know what was the timeline to say, oh, they're late or they're early. That's only them who know their folders. Okay, in this case is this folder is for this scenario, this case is for this, folder. Nevertheless, yes, they will have to. And Biden, he is told about these guys saying that. And I'm guessing he's going to say, no, what he's going to do whatever he's told to do. He just plays a game. Now he just plays in front of us, outrage and so on. What, you want to be taken care of by his own people for saying something wrong? Some people mentioned and claimed that Zelensky actually cannot do anything because there are the guards around him who are the guys who have the ideology of Germany's in the 30s and early 1940s. And if he dares to change course half of the degree, he's going to be put to rest. But I don't know yet. I don't have the evidence. It's not impossible. I would give 50-50, but we'll find out. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.